All right, welcome back to the Banganator podcast, episode 20, Divisional round, and a preview of the AFC and NFC Championship. I'm here with my cousin, Aaron.
How's it going?
Diehard Eagles fan. And so you already know that we bump heads when it comes to the Eagles and Cowboys. But ain't no how about them Cowboys this week? Ain't none of that. Now we about to go on 28 years to the Cowboys with no NFC Championship appearance, no Super Bowl appearance. Hey, but before I go any further, thank you to all my subscribers, my viewers. Thank you to everybody who subscribed to my Banganator podcast page on Instagram. Thank you so much for all the views. I've had 15K, 28 views now. Hey, I give it all to God. So, hey, let's get to it. Y'all already know I'm repping Cowboys. Win, lose, or tie. Hey, Cowboys till I die. I'm always rep the Cowboys. Got my Cowboys pendant. I'm always rep. Got my cross necklace. Hey, I do this for Jesus. So all glory to God. Jesus died for my sins, so I live for him. Dallas Cowboys offense. Dak Prescott, 23 completions out of 37 attempts. 206 yards, 1 touchdown, and 2 interceptions. I done told y'all, we're going to lose in the playoffs because of turnovers. And what happened, like it happened all season long, Dak Prescott threw 2 interceptions. We actually could have won this game if it wasn't for those 2 interceptions. So throughout the last part of the regular season, we saw the pattern. Dak always threw a wild interception that made no sense, and then there was always an interception that happened off a deflection of a receiver's hands.
Those 2 interceptions came in the first half. So the second half, he didn't have any interceptions. He had a lot of chances to win. So, like, even though he put himself in a hole at the beginning, I feel like he did have a lot of opportunities in the second half. He didn't capitalize on them. That's where we get mad at Dak. It's like you get opportunities, you put yourself in a hole, but you don't capitalize on them. The 49ers didn't play that well to where it was, like, amazingly overwhelming. I feel like Dak left a lot of food on the table. He could have ate well this game. He left a lot of food on the table. Really. And I guess that's what hurts for me watching, because I'm a Dak. I like Dak, but when he does performances like this, it's like you get paid like the number one guy, but you don't play like one. So, like, what are we supposed to do?
That's what I'm saying. That's
what hurts.
I love Dak. I mean, he's a great guy, don't get me wrong. And we saw that he can be a great player, just like against the Bucs wild card round. But it's just not good enough. A combined 76 rushing yards for the offense. That ain't good enough. Everybody had under 30 yards. That's not good enough. CeeDee Lamb, 117 receiving yards. He's the only receiver that ate. Dalton Schultz, 1 receiving touchdown in the first half. That's the only touchdown that we had.
What's going on with Zeke, man?
He's slowing down, and I've been telling everybody throughout the season that Tony Pollard is the running back that needs to get more of the touches.
And you know what cracks me up is, like, he'll get like a 3-yard gain, a 2.5-yard gain, and he'll be like, feed me. I'm like, bro.
Gets a few first downs.
Yeah, I'm like, bro, you got 4 yards. It's just funny to me. I'm just like, the crazy thing is he's under contract for 4 more years. So, I don't know. This offseason is going to be interesting.
I'm saying. And I was about to mention that too, that he actually told the Cowboys that he's willing to take a pay cut to stay with the team. Yup.
Is that a PR move? You think he actually willing to take a pay cut?
I think he's actually willing to take a pay cut because
money talks.
And I don't know, something about the Dallas Cowboys. It's like, damn, you want to stay, and you realize that your value is going down. So it's like, oh damn, Cowboys, what do I got to stay? Because remember, he wasn't willing to take a discount whenever
they were trying to sign him. Right. That
exactly.
is true. That's why he held out. That is very true. But Tony Pollard broke his leg.
Oh yeah, that's right.
Tony Pollard broke his leg.
Right.
So
that's right.
Are they gonna wait for Tony Pollard to heal up? Or are they gonna go back to Zeke? Are they gonna draft a running back?
Well, Bijan Robinson from Texas,
yes.
And then A-Chain from A&M. Both my wife and I, we were watching those running backs all throughout the college season. So shoot, anything's on the table.
It's gonna be an interesting offseason.
Yup. Defense played amazing, like amazing. 2 sacks by DeMarcus Lawrence and Osa Odigizua. They held the 49ers to 50% on third down. 7 out of 14 that the 49ers had on third down. They had 1 fumble recovery off of a botched punt return. They held Deebo Samuel to 45 yards. The great Deebo Samuel. All receivers got less than 100 yards for the 49ers. They held C-Mac, Christian McCaffrey, Run CMC, whatever you want to call him, to 22 rushing yards. Y'all know how great Christian McCaffrey is. 22 rushing yards. They held the 49ers to 9 points in the first half and 19 points the whole entire game and still could not win. And that's a travesty when it comes to the Cowboys. Kevontae Turpin, he could have returned a kickoff return for a touchdown if he broke right.
Young man, we grew up with these drills. We dreamed all our lives to have an opportunity in the open field, a one man to miss, the kicker. All you had to do was one cut, man. We dreamed of this. We played Sharks and Minnows, freeze tag, cops and robbers. All of this was for that one moment, man. And number one rule as a kick returner, you never let the kicker get you, man. You never let him.
So he broke it to the middle instead of going to the right, and it's a damn shame because we could have tied up the game. It could have been 16-16. Instead, that drive ended in a field goal. That's how we got 12. So yeah, just some more stuff that's disappointing.
Dak had every opportunity. The defense showed out. You saw him read the stats. D-Law had 2 sacks. The defense had multiple shutouts. I feel like the defense showed up when they were supposed to, and they gave Dak the opportunity he needed, and he just didn't show up. We could have easily be talking the other way, talking about the Cowboys doing well playing, but we're talking about the Cowboys losing. That's what hurts.
So that's what it is for the Cowboys. So another year, another disappointment, which I expected. Y'all already know me. I keep it real. I'm not like those other Cowboys fans. Oh, we gonna go to the Super Bowl this year. Nah, why would I expect something that hasn't happened in my lifetime?
Respect.
That's it for the Cowboys season. I just wanted to add that Dan Quinn is coming back as defensive coordinator. Some of y'all Cowboys fans might have heard that he was going around doing interviews for a few teams, trying to get a head coaching position. I think what happened was they turned him down. He didn't actually get any offers, so that's why he's coming back.
Jerry Jones is a great businessman. Jerry Jones was paying Dan Quinn money like he was a head coach. So I think Dan Quinn kind of looked at it as a business approach where, like, I'm getting paid like a head coach, but I don't have the responsibility as one. I'm getting to coach the defense that I want to. You see the turnaround that he did with the Cowboys. And so I feel like financially and as like a business move, he felt like it was best to stay. Like, he has full reins of the Cowboys defense. Like, Dan Quinn runs the defense. And so, I mean, if you're the man in the Cowboys, you're getting paid like the man there, it just makes sense to stay, you know?
True. I do see it from your point of view.
Yeah,
So I agreed to, I'm talking Eagles, 49ers, because he's an Eagles fan, diehard Eagles fan, as I already mentioned. So before we get into our prediction and our preview, hey, tell us how you became an Eagles fan.
So, yeah, I moved here to the DFW area around 2005, 2006, and I didn't know anything about sports, no American teams, anything. And one of the first people here I met was this guy named Travis. And he was a real diehard Eagles fan. And his dad was a coach for a Pop Warner team called the Eagles. And they asked me to be on the team, but at the time I didn't have any money and I couldn't join the team. But him introducing me to the team kind of was my first introduction to any American sports team. And at the time, that's when they had Donovan McNabb, Terrell Owens, Brian Dawkins, Asante Samuels.
And they was going to NFC Championships and Super Bowl.
Yes, with Andy Reid. And so my first introduction was a really good team with predominantly black players. And so I instantly fell in love. And since then, I've bled green. And so I've been a true Eagles fan for about over 15 years now, about 2005. So yeah, shout outs to you, Travis. You're a real one. You don't know what you did, man.
This ain't no bandwagon right here.
Real Eagles fan, real.
So Eagles 49ers, they play at 2 p.m. Central Time on Fox. And what you think finna happen?
So, sort of like the Cowboys and the 49ers game, this is going to be a very gritty, slugfest of a game because, in my opinion, I feel like the game is going to be won in the trenches. Eagles have 4 pass rushers with at least 10 sacks this season. They led the league in sacks by far. Nobody was even close by 20. And the 49ers offensive line, Trent Williams, is the best in the league with Nick Bosa as well. On the other side, Eric Armstead. Brock Purdy struggled, and the Eagles are a much better team. And I feel like Kyle Shanahan kind of knows that Brock Purdy the game won't be won in Brock Purdy's hands. It's going to be on the offensive line, Christian McCaffrey, and the schematic schemes that he puts his players in so much. And so that's why I feel like the trenches for both teams is going to be where it's at. Eagles, I feel like they are the most complete roster, the best team overall in the league. So however the 49ers want to play this game, if they want it to be a smash mouth game, which I feel like that's their best opportunity to win, the Eagles can do that. We can rush for 40. We can rush 40 times for 300 yards. If they want to air it out and throw it to Debo, throw it to Kittle, we could do that too. We can have a track meet as well. But I feel like Kyle Shanahan knows that that's not the route that he wants to go. I don't think Brock Purdy is at the level in the area to have a shootout in the NFC Championship game against this Eagles team. So I do feel the Eagles are going to win a close one, a kind of a slugfest because of how the 49ers have to play this game to win. So I say a close 27-21 game. So yeah, I got my Eagles coming in very close.
And that's what I love about you. You're not a Eagles homer. Like you keep it real.
Objective, man.
Yeah,
true
exactly,
sportsman.
Exactly. So I literally agree with everything that you said. Like all of the reasons that you said each team has the best chance to win. So we all know how Jalen Hurts can use his legs and how accurate he can be in the passing game with his weapons, A.J. Brown, Devontae Smith. The 49ers, their best chance to win is by relying on the weapons that they have. Debo Samuel, Brandon Ayuk, George Kittle, Christian McCaffrey, all those weapons that I mentioned last week against the Cowboys. On the defense, Fred Warner and Nick Bosa leading that defense. They have a chance to win that game. For me as a Cowboys fan, it's lose-lose because 49ers go to the Super Bowl and win. They'll have 6 championships and they'll surpass the Cowboys. They'll have just as much as the Patriots and Steelers. If the Eagles win, it'll only be their 2nd championship in NFL history, but we all know how insufferable they can be.
We coming.
We
coming.
Whenever they won in 2017. So, but I do barely got the 49ers winning. Barely, though. Barely.
Okay.
Yeah.
Would the 49ers winning hurt more because they just beat you, or would the Eagles winning hurt more because the rivalry?
Personally, I would say probably Eagles. Don't get me wrong. I don't purely hate any team. The hate is just in all fun, because we're NFC East rivals.
Right.
But I do dislike the Eagles more because there's nothing that I like about them. Like, I respect Jalen Hurts. I respect Nick Sirianni, their head coach. 49ers, I do like Kyle Shanahan. I have genuine like for the 49ers. There's certain things I like about them. Now, I don't like the fact that they have 5 championships. I don't like the fact that we're playoff rivals and we have a little rivalry renewed here in the 2020s. That's why I'm going for whatever representative comes out of the AFC.
You might get a juicy phone call from me on Sunday. That's all I gotta say.
So now for the AFC Championship preview. Chiefs Bengals, they play at 5:30 p.m. Central Time on CBS. And we know damn well that's going to be a good game. We all know how spectacular Patrick Mahomes is. We know how great and consistent Joe Burrow is and all of the weapons that he has. So who you think going to win? Because this is going to be a hell of a game.
I feel like after he lost last year, it kind of put a tarnish on his resume because, dang, he lost in the championship to the newcomer Joe Burrow. But here he is back again for a chance at redemption. Joe Burrow kind of established himself as a generational quarterback that's going to be a problem for the next 10 years.
Oh, yeah.
And also, the Bengals have beat the Chiefs one-on-one the past 2 years.
Yep, 3-0.
So
3-0.
This game doesn't seem as kind of like a layup as people think. Like, Joe Burrow is for real. The Bengals are for real. Yep. But don't get it twisted, though. Patrick Mahomes is that guy.
He's that guy.
He is that guy. He was practicing this week. They said he had no restrictions, full to go. He had a full practice.
And for those of y'all that might have missed it, even though y'all probably know, Patrick Mahomes did hurt his ankle in that divisional round game.
Yes, had a high ankle sprain, and it was kind of weird because he was hopping around the game. He did finish the game, but he was kind of hopping around. And any of you that had a high ankle sprain know that you kind of hard to walk on it the next day. But he was practicing this week. They said he had no restrictions. And Andy Reid, they interviewed him, and he said that he added 300 plays for Patrick Mahomes to use for him to stay in the pocket. So they have a whole playbook for him just so he doesn't have to move. So the one thing about the Chiefs is they're probably the best preparation team in the whole league. Nobody prepares better than Andy Reid. Maybe Bill Belichick, maybe, but I will have my money on Andy Reid. But so him knowing the kind of the cards that he was dealt, he was sort of prepared for this game, and nobody prepares better than Andy Reid. And so Patrick Mahomes, even with him being at 85% with the ankle, I still think he's better than most quarterbacks. This is going to be a high-scoring, high-octane game. I got the Chiefs winning in a shootout 38-31, 38-27. But it's going to be a very good game. The Chiefs are going to pull this one out.
Don't you think that doesn't this have like kind of notes of Manning versus Brady, back for a decade and a half.
Yes, and we thought it was last year with Josh Allen with Patrick Mahomes, but I feel like Josh Allen isn't there yet. You're right. I feel like this is the new Brady versus Manning. For sure.
Joe Burrow's just intellect in the pocket and how we know that he can play consistently. He limits his turnovers. I think that they have what it takes to beat the Chiefs. I think that they are here. They're ready to go to their second straight Super Bowl, and they're ready to win the Super Bowl. Joe Burrow, Joe Shiesty, whatever you want to call him.
Joe Burrow.
Yup. So, him with all his swag that he got. No disrespect to Patrick Mahomes at all. I love Patrick Mahomes. I love him. I do. And I really do think it can go either way. I'm just predicting that the Bengals will pull this one out.
There's going to be an amazing show from these defensive coordinators. I can't wait to watch.
Oh yeah, for sure. Me neither, man. It's going to be a great championship Sunday, NFC and AFC Championship.
No, yeah, I can't wait.
Thank y'all for tuning in and watching this episode of the Banganator podcast. I hope y'all enjoyed it. I hope y'all enjoyed my guests. They're hella insightful, hella knowledgeable.
Thank you for having me, actually.
Hey, no problem, cuz.
You're a real one.
No problem. And let's enjoy this NFC Championship between the Eagles and 49ers. Let's enjoy this AFC Championship between the Bengals and Chiefs. And, it's still go Cowboys because I'm a Cowboys fan. But, hey, right now we in the offseason.
Shout out to the Banganator podcast, man. Hey, you're a real one. Tune in if you haven't tuned in yet, man.
Appreciate that, fam.
We got some good stuff going on.
I'll see y'all in the next episode.
Fly, Eagles, fly, baby.
Die, Eagles, die.
Fly, Eagles, fly, baby.
The Banganator podcast is brought to you by Esley Banga, diehard fan of the Dallas Cowboys since 1997. How about them Cowboys?